So the phrase freak off has become a household name that almost everyone knows. But have you heard of the Wild King Nights? If you haven't, let your girl break it down for you. Wild King Nights are infamous parties where Sean Diddy Combs and his guests, both male and female, engaged in nights of alleged sex, drugs, and alcohol. According to one of Diddy's ex-personal assistants, these nights required elaborate setups, including red lights, ice buckets, alcohol, marijuana, Believe-enhancing honey packs, Astroglide baby oil, and even Plan B pills. The assistant, now suing Diddy for creating a hostile work environment, claims these nights were part of a larger pattern of exploitation, trafficking, harassment, and other charges. I will dive deep into this case, but first let's switch gears and talk about the 13-year-old Jane Doe suing both Diddy and JayZ. A judge recently ruled that Jane Doe is not required to reveal her real name. Despite objections from JayZ and his legal team, speaking of JayZ's legal team, attorney Alex Spiro is facing heat from Judge Annalisa Torres for his unprofessional conduct. The judge criticized Spiro's constant filing of inflammatory motions and ad hominem attacks, calling his behavior inappropriate and a waste of court resources. She warned Spiro that such tactics would not help his client. Now back to Jane Doe's case. Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Jane Doe filed her lawsuit in October 2024 under New York City's law protecting victims of gender-motivated violence. Initially, only Diddy was named in the suit. However, on December 8th, 2024, Jane Doe amended her complaint to include Sean Carter, JayZ. In response, JayZ took to Instagram to blast Jane Doe's lawyer, Tony Budsby, calling him a deplorable human being and insisting the claims were baseless. Budsby in turn accused JayZ's team of trying to intimidate him and deflect from the case. This lawsuit has been anything but straightforward. Jane Doe, who revealed in an NPC interview that she has autism, admitted there were inconsistencies in her story, but insisted her core claims were true. JayZ's lawyer pounced on these inconsistencies, requesting the case be dismissed and seeking sanctions against Budsby. However, Judge Torres rejected these requests, emphasizing that motions to dismiss or strike are rarely granted without substantial evidence. Meanwhile, Tony Budsby hinted at additional lawsuits against JayZ, further complicating the mogul's legal troubles. Now, let's circle back to Diddy's assistant's lawsuit. The assistant, who worked for Diddy from December 2019 to December 2021, described his role as a living nightmare. Although his official title was senior executive assistant, he alleges he was nothing more than Diddy's personal lackey. The assistant claims he was responsible for arranging and cleaning up after the infamous Wild King Nights. These nights allegedly involved red lights, drugs, alcohol, and explicit activities. He was required to prepare rooms, deliver items like marijuana and baby oil, and clean up bodily fluids and other evidence afterward. He also claims Diddy subjected him to humiliating tests of loyalty. In one instance, Diddy allegedly pressured him into engaging in a sexual act with a guest to prove his loyalty. The assistant complied out of fear of losing his job and being blackballed from the industry. The lawsuit also alleges Diddy forced the assistant to handle an MVP bag, a Gucci bag filled with illicit drugs and sex toys, during both domestic and international trips. This bag was kept under strict secrecy to evade customs